famous.
Yeah, a lot of girls probably crying from my old high school. Look, they see me everywhere they go, I probably would too. Look, crossed over to the Jordan man like I'm Michael. Yeah, eating blessings so much I might need lipo. Yeah, tailored for the dogs like I'm walking in chucks. Yeah, it's just in this plan, man, I see all y'all shook. Look, knew that I was great ever since I was a rook. Man, all y'all singles making me look good. Okay, praise to the most high, yeah, that's Jesus. Look, but when it come to this rap thing, I can't lose. Yeah, back to back number ones, that's the thing greats do. Yeah, tell them boys that ain't nothing I can't do. It's my year, it's my year. Look, God made me for this, man, it's my year.
Salute. If y'all can hear me, put a one in the chat. If y'all see the beginning of it, you see that lovely restaurant by a special young lady, vegan restaurant. So it's fitting. It's apropos, for today's discussion. Salute. What up, Tiff? I'm gonna get you in here real soon. I don't know how long this is gonna be tonight. I don't want to be too long. I'm trying to take some advice from Sturdy, man. Trying to shorten some of this stuff, and so, but we got a special guest, Tiff, coming in today, and obviously, I think it's self-explanatory how to eat to live. We're gonna go over some things. I'm gonna not try to be too scientific-y, bore y'all to death with some of that stuff, but I'm gonna give you some of the things that the Nation of Islam follows. What keeps our followers looking young and vibrant and useful and good health. And so we're going to talk about some misconceptions. First things first, though, let me get Tiff in here, the special guest, because I think we need to hear from her because a few times she's tried to tell us about some of her personal journeys and with her health. Here you go, MagDef. Here you go. You don't need no hold on real quick. You don't need no Doritos, MagDef. Stay away from Doritos. Stay away from the Doritos. Copy. Low cabs. That don't mean nothing. All right, Tiff, hit that link, Tiff. We can get this show on the road. So we can try to inform the people. I think tonight's a good night. There's not too many games on tonight. We don't want to be distracted by sports and play. Got some tea up in here. What's going on, Tiff?
What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? Thank you for being here today. We got the special guest in the house, Tiffany Nedd. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, Tiff, before we get into it.
Okay, y'all know, born and raised in the greatest city, Washington, D.C. in 1983. I'll be turning 40 this year. Shout out to that. What else can I say? Everybody knows I'm a Boston Celtics and Ravens fan, let me see anything else I want to tell. I'm be the only female, only woman sometimes, with my buddy Nat in the chat. We do know about sports.
Shout out to Nat.
Sometimes y'all men be capping, but I think it's good to have a woman's touch in some of these panels.
Nah, that's important. And I think that's why we got you here today, man, because a couple of times, Tiff, we I've heard you try to express some of your battles with some of your health issues.
Mm-hmm.
some of your trials and tribulations. I think sometimes we don't often pay enough attention to when you're speaking about that, because it's 9 other guys on there trying to talk and get heard,
Yeah.
and sometimes it get glossed over. But uh, but please don't make no mistake. I've heard you express those things, and so I thought today when we did this today, I said, well, Tiff would be perfect for this, you know.
Yeah, I do. I have a story. I have a journey. So
And exactly. So we want to get into that journey before we get into all the other stuff. Because I want to hear about your ups and downs, and because I have some. I want to share something too, but I think to set the tone right for how to eat to live, I think we should go down this personal journey with you. Be personal with us, open up to the family, because we always talking sports. We want to know about Tiff. Like, what was her days like before she got to YouTube, and before we start yelling about Ravens and stuff, and your fake Boston love.
hey, watch it. Okay.
Who's this? Shout out to Pretty B. I'm not sure who you are, but thank you, love. But yeah, so hold on. But Tiff, why I said some of this up? Tiff, go ahead, tell us about your journey. When you first started having health issues. Uh,
Okay.
what was that like hearing that news at first, and what was it like trying to get your health
Well,
back?
I'm gonna be transparent. I don't mind, period. I'll tell you, like, I'll basically tell you everything. So it went like this. Back in 2015, something wasn't quite right with me. I don't know. I just like had a feeling like something isn't quite right. I was like, well, maybe if I get a really good foot, like I need to get checked out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. Like, I need, something isn't right. And which I did because I just moved back home from North Carolina because I was living in North Carolina at the time. So I got, I went and got a full checkup. And what the doctor told me, I was like, I couldn't believe it. They basically told me I had less than 20% function of both of my kidneys.
Mm.
And, immediately I couldn't believe it because my dad he lost both of his kidneys. My dad ended up passing away in his 40s. So, like, immediately I don't have a doctor now, but he immediately like sent me to the kidney doctor. He wanted to make sure, like, so I had to go through so many tests. I had to
Mm-hmm.
go through everything. And when they did find out I was losing both of my kidneys, and they told me I had to go on dialysis.
Oh, are you currently still on dialysis?
And brother, I gotta finish
Oh,
my
my bad.
story.
My bad. I'm sorry. Continue. Right. Continue on. Continue on.
Okay, that's why I say it's a journey.
You're
So,
right.
I had to go on dialysis. I think it was about August. I had to go on dialysis. Yeah, of that year, 2015. Yeah, I had to go on. So basically, I had to start off with a catheter, and that's like basically hooked onto you. And every time I would go to dialysis, you would have to clean it because you would get
Mm-hmm.
infected otherwise. Until I was able to get a graft, because the graft is something totally different. That goes through your arm.
Mm-hmm.
So you had to be very, very careful. You get a catheter. You can't make sure no water or anything goes on that, or you get infected in a hospital.
Okay.
So once that did, I got a graft in basically my right arm. So basically, for about 5 years, you know, 5 years I was on dialysis. Basically, of course, my family is really small. I'm the only child, so my parents were gone. So the only really option I had was to, like, basically to get on the kidney list, the national kidney list. So they had to do all this stuff. I took so many tests. I had to be qualified first
Mm-hmm.
to even get on that.
What's the
So
qualifications like? Like, what's kind of like?
Like, what's the like? Okay. Say okay. I'm sorry. I always been a type 2 diabetic. Like, that's not major to them. But if I was like, say, if you had another sickness, brother,
Hmm.
they wouldn't want to mess with you. Like, they have certain qualifications. Like, if something else was really wrong with you, like a major, like they would they would feel like they're wasting their time giving you a kidney.
Mm. Okay.
And like, even for like men, I think you can weigh a little bit more. But like, if I was a woman who was really big, like over 200 pounds, they would tell you that you would have to lose weight. You got to be 200 pounds or under.
Okay.
So those kind of requirements, like I had to get my heart checked and everything for I even to get, you able to even get put on that list.
Okay. My bad, but
So
continue.
so basically, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do what I have to do. I made sure I went to treatment. I did never miss a treatment because that's one of the qualifications too. I didn't know that until my nurse told me. She said, the kidney transplant called and they always checked and see, did you come to your appointments? Make sure you never miss dialysis. And I was like, I was like, really? I was like, yeah. And I told them that you never miss it. So they was always checking that too.
Okay.
So yeah, that's when I'm going about for 5 years. And they will always send me letters telling me, basically, are you moving up on the list, basically. So 2020 came, and it was the pandemic year, basically. Right, this was right in the beginning of the pandemic year. I would never forget this day. I think I was just coming home from dialysis that day. It was Thursday, April the 9th, and I got a call from the hospital, and they
Mhm.
basically said, Tiffany, we have a kidney for you. And I was like, what? They offered it to me. And then the nurse said, I'm gonna let you know, basically. So I said, okay. So she called me back 20 minutes later and told me, can you get to the hospital tonight by 7 p.m. because they're gonna give you a kidney transplant tomorrow morning.
What? That quick?
Yes, that's the thing. It's that quick. When it's offered to you, you have to be ready, like literally ready. So my cousin, I'm so glad. Like my cousin, she lives right around the corner from me. She took me to the hospital basically that evening. So if they call you like that, it's that quick.
Mm.
You have to go, or you're gonna miss your opportunity. Because she told me that the kidney was being flown in because it was in a different state.
Oh, so you gotta go to a different state.
Yeah, the kidney was being flown in. It was from a different state. So I had to go to Baltimore. I don't live in Baltimore, but I live right outside of Baltimore, like 15 minutes
Okay.
tops. So basically, April 10th, 2020, I think it was like I had my transplant like at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
So what was
So
the nerves like going into that? I mean,
well, COVID was going. I had to get a COVID test, but I really didn't want to get one because some things are in pain. That I mean, I just don't like stuff going on my nose. But I mean, I was excited, but my family couldn't be there. That was another thing. Like my aunt and my cousin couldn't come visit me because of what was going on at that time, COVID. They wasn't letting nobody have any visitors.
so you get the kidney.
I get the kidney. I got it on April 10th. I got it on Friday. Immediately what happened was they wanted to see was the kidney working. Because all of it, when people get a transplant, sometimes the kidney doesn't work immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But for my case, it did. So I got a transplant on Friday, and by Monday evening, I was getting released by the hospital going home.
Just that quick, huh?
Well, all thing I think about it was COVID too. I
Oh
think that
yeah.
was another reason too. Yeah.
Thank you, pretty big. Now you get your kidney, you going home. I'm imagine you super excited. Does your diet change, or did you keep it the same?
Of course, my diet changing because I was, when you first get a kidney, you're still like pretty, you're weak, your body. I had so many instructions as far as medicines. In the beginning, I had to take a lot of medicine.
Mm,
So automatically, like I lost weight because I got the kidney. So I really didn't have an appetite. I had to kind of like force myself, and I needed somebody to stay. My aunt came over and stayed with me for 2 weeks just to help me out.
mm-hmm.
Cause I couldn't certain things I couldn't do, like she washed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't do any of that. And because it was COVID also, they told me I had to stay, you got to stay in the house, period, because we don't want nothing to happen. Your body is so fragile at that time.
Mm,
They didn't want anything. The only way I was allowed to go outside if I was going to a doctor's appointment. And Lily, you get back in the car and you go get back home. Like you can't drive or do anything because you got to think your stomach, your muscles, your kidney. That's kind of attached to your stomach wise.
mm-hmm.
So you basically can't do anything.
Okay.
And they basically gave me a whole chart of what medicines and stuff to take.
Yeah. So dietary wise, what are some things that you don't eat anymore that you used to eat?
Um, you know, um, I really, like you said, like chips, Doritos. See, we young, you didn't know Doritos were bad. You was just like, oh, they're good or whatever. But no, yeah, when you young, it's a different story.
You ribs, girl. They taste good, but they ain't
Yeah,
good
you're
for
like,
you.
like chips. You can't be, and I didn't eat candy anyway because I'm too type 2. So that far as that sweet part, like if my sugar got low, I would just have one in the house. But you could, have something else instead. I would usually have juice or something in the house. But yeah, like more like I like make sure I get more greens in me than
Yeah,
what I would, or like your natural fruits or whatever. Like even far as potatoes, like because I'm type 2, like I rather definitely would eat because it's naturally sweet, a sweet potato just with nothing on it than just having to look because it's naturally sweet, period. You don't need to eat put all that in you, basically.
yeah. I'm gonna touch on some of those food groups and some of those things. So some of y'all gonna have to put some of that stuff down. I know it tastes good. I know you like it, but I mean,
Oh, another thing they also told me, make sure you guys like drink your water, please, because they said it actually helps rinse out your kidney.
absolutely, that's more than food. Water is the most important thing.
Yeah,
Your
because
body
what the
is.
thing, what happened to me was, even when I was on dialysis, I had to take high blood pressure pills because of that. When
Mhm.
I got the transplant, my it's actually went opposite. I have to drink a lot of fluids through the day because I actually have low blood pressure now. So I have to drink a whole lot of fluids. Period.
Mm. That Tiffany, I mean, so when did you get on YouTube as far as find whoever you found in?
I found you three for okay. I used to listen to Lamont, right, but the panel I first got on was how you afraid to hit the link. I got on U3 one night. That's what it was. Cisco's the one who did. He kept messing with me because he was talking crap about Lamar Jackson. Everybody know how I feel about Lamar
That's what
Jackson.
did it for
Okay.
you, huh? Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, and then Lamar Jackson Cisco. So that's what it was. So that's how I got on you with U3. I started with U3.
Well, we're glad you came, man. So that was when that. I'm pretty sure when that happened, that was some months removed from the surgery,
Yeah, that was some it was some months removed.
and uh, and I know you heard some. I know. I mean, I know you tried to tell that story a couple of times. again, with us being so pig-headed over here, we just always arguing. You never really get to get it out. And so I'm glad that we can hear your story, and I'm glad you can, get this out because I know a couple of people got some streams going on tonight, so they probably over there watching. But hopefully, when they do the replay on this, they can hear your story.
Yeah, I know what the topic is about. Yeah, I was like, I wasn't. Yeah, I'm like,
Right.
like I don't like to listen to the same topic over and over again sometimes.
You know them. They like to argue over the same stuff. But hey, it's content, man. I ain't gonna hate on it. But my hope is, once they done over there and they listen to the replay back in here, that they take a close listen to what you had to say, hear your journey. And
Yeah,
whatever you can add.
it'll be 3 years in April. So I'm like, I'm super happy. Like,
Yeah. And so, but with no further ado, though, Steve, I want you to stay right there because, I'm going to get into some stuff. I'm going to try not to make this so boring because I know sometimes knowledge and eating right, it's not the funnest subject in the world, but I think it's imperative because we can be proactive. You know, again, I don't know what led to your kidney failure. I don't know if it's hereditary. I know you said your father had it, but if I had to,
my aunt, his
was it
sister,
a
and
runs in the family?
my first cousin, she had it too. She had passed away also. So yeah.
Yeah, so it runs in the family. And what I'm willing to bet, diet does not your diets, whatever it was, uh, help further that along. Salute, Sean. Salute. So Sean, I don't know if you heard Tiffany's story, but we'll get into it a little bit more. But I want to get into some of this stuff tonight, so I can lead the people with some knowledge and some of the things that can be helpful for y'all. Um, some of the stuff is pretty well known. The problem is it's well known now, but it's still not used properly or effectively or as much. Like I think everybody know we need to eat right, right? Don't eat so much chips, red meat. But we really don't get into some of those foods that we think are good for us that are probably not as helpful for us. And so tonight, what I'm going to be coming out of is How to Eat to Live, man. All right. This is the book. This is one of the pillars in the Nation of Islam and the dietary community as a whole, really. Not just the nation, but we have this new thing now, intermittent fasting. Well, he was the first one to introduce that to us at least in modern standard times. Obviously, we know the Bible and the Quran. It prescribes to you to fast. Now the question is why? Obviously, it's a spiritual connection for God, right? It's to show God that you can have a will to withhold, sustain from food and eating, to show your loyalty to God. But it has a secondary function to it and purpose, and obviously it's for your health. And we're gonna get into some of that. I got some slides. I don't want to bore y'all with the slides as usual, but let me go to some of it. Let me go to some of it. And Tiffany, again, if you want to interject at any point and add anything, if you feel like you want to take notes or you want to let me know.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna make it too long because again, I don't want to bore everyone with it. But I'm trying. Let me see here. But I think it's important that we go through some of this, right? Um. So we see we got a few more people coming in, so that's good.
Oh, I did want to add something. Like,
Go ahead, go ahead.
one of the things, like, also with because of my situation, like, like far as foods, like say everything has to be well done for me. Like I can't, everything they was one thing they stipulate, like all my food has to be well done, especially the meat. Like some people might want medium. No, not with me. Everything has to be well done.
Right. Now that's important, Tiff, because again, that's one of the things that hold on, that I will get into. Salute, Hitman. Salute. Cooking your food, right? I think that's super
Hmm.
important. Hold on real quick. My bad. Got something going on here. Medium well steak. No, it's not good for you, MacDuff.
What McDuff say? What did he say?
Uh, steak, medium well steak is not good. No, meat, beef is not it's not for the human body or human stomach to digest. Uh, dang. Fat, but nah, we ain't gonna do that. I'm trying to make sure I got something here together. Do. But we're gonna get to some of these slides, man. And the protein is fine in the MacDiff, but there's a number of ways you can get protein. That's not the only way you can get protein. So, but we're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it. We're gonna go through it. Do. My bad, y'all. Do we see that, Tiff?
Yeah, you gonna make it big, or what is it? One slide at a time, or how you?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it big. I just want to make sure
Oh, okay.
it's that we can see it. But I just want because I don't know if I want to go through too many of these slides. But let me start with here. Oh no, I don't want to do slideshow. Okay. Ooh, no. Okay. Anyway, right here, dietary prescription, right? 1 meal a day. That's what we want to start with. Now, for y'all to say, the doctor told me I should have 3 meals a day. We're going to get into some of that. Unfortunately, that's not good for you. 3 meals a day is not sounding good for you. I know you want to have your breakfast. I know you want to have your lunch. And you want to have a snack. Then you want to have dinner. And then you want to have dessert. And then you want to have another snack. Now, I know, Tiff.
I'm laughing at the part. Who is having two snack? Who is having dessert and two snacks, brother?
Man, we are a country of gluttony. That's just the fact of the matter, still, Tiff. We love to eat all day, and that's the problem. But nevertheless, do you know what happens to the body, particularly all your organs, your stomach, when you're eating this much? First things first, the immune system starts in the stomach. You do not give your stomach and other organs a chance to rest. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came in 1930 and told us, particularly his Muslim believers, followers, to eat one meal a day. And once you can master one meal a day, one meal every other day. And if you can master one meal every other day, one meal every other 2 days. Now what's the benefits of eating this one meal a day, right? First things first, it takes 8 to 12 hours for one meal to be digested through the system. So it takes 8 to 12 hours for you to remove the last meal that you had. The problem is, after we eat a meal, particularly breakfast, we're eating again at noon or 11 o'clock. And we eating again at 2 and 2:30. And we eating again. You don't give the body a chance to heal itself. So these one in book and one too. So those are the books. Let's look at this fasting. Hourly benefits for fasting. I'm not gonna go. I mean, y'all can take a look at this if y'all want, take notes. But I'm not gonna spend too much time on all this. I just want to present it for y'all to say that y'all had it. Right? 4 to 8 hours. This is when you start the fasting. Blood sugar begins to fall. All food has left the stomach and insulin is no longer produced. Right? You want your blood sugar not to be so high. That's why we have problem with diabetics in this country. All right? Diabetes is at an all-time high. And it's this processed sugar that we're eating. It's this bad food that we continue to eat. All right, after 48 hours, 12 hours, food consumed has been burned. Digestive system goes to sleep. That's important. Why is that important? That your digestive goes to sleep. Can you function without sleep? So why would you ask your stomach to be working 24 hours, 7 days a week? The more and more you eat, all you're asking your digestive system is to continue to keep working, keep moving, and it never gets a chance to rest because it's continuously processing food, and in most cases, processing bad food, toxins, and poisons from food that we're eating because we're not eating the best of food. Right? Growth
Correct.
hormones begin to increase. Glucose is relaxed and balance the blood sugars. So that's 12 hours into your fast. 14 hours into a fast. Your body has converted using stored fat as energy. Right? So what you'll see a lot of time when people start to fast, they get sluggish. They say they're tired. Right? You sometimes you'll see headaches, nausea. Because again, you got to train the body to do this because what happens is the body is self-healing itself. It's having cell regeneration or rejuvenation. So what happens is Now the body begins to feed and works on itself, and it don't have to constantly process food that you're putting in, and it has to does that all the time. 14 hours, human growth hormone starts to increase dramatically. 16 hours, body starts to ramp up the body fat. So that's when you start to see people losing the weight. Now, obviously, you're not going to get skinny in one day of fast, right? But we're talking about a consistent effort of eating one meal a day and sometimes doing that 2 or 3 times in a row. And that's why you see people that fast are typically or mostly really slim. Don't worry, you will not get sick. You won't starve to death. I know there's some misconceptions about that, but the body has to readjust itself. So it takes some time for it to do that. Salute to the king. Salute. Uh 18 hours, the human growth hormone starts to skyrocket. 24 hours into your fast, apathy begins, drains all glucose stores, ketones are released into the blood stream. We can skip 48 hours, apathy increased 30% more. Immune system resets and starts regeneration. Increased reduction in inflammation. So that's when you see mucus, all the inflammation. That's when that's when you have mucus in certain places. This is when you get these illnesses and sickness, right? Mucus in the throat or on the nose or whatever. You get that bronchitis, sinuses. That's mucus. The body is trying to self-heal itself for you already. So it's spitting out that mucus. Now, don't get me wrong. Some mucus is good. We're not going to get into what mucus is good and what mucus is bad. Because you have a mucus membrane in your stomach, so we know you need it, but it's this excess of mucus that is killing you and hurting you, right? But 48 hours, you see that the immune system starts to reset. The body is not constantly trying to fix itself and process bad foods. The Greek physician Hippocrates, 1440 BC, let food be thy medicine and let thy medicine be food. Okay? Mm, hey Tiff.
Yeah, I'm in, brother. I'm
I'm
learning.
looking no, I'm trying to
Oh,
are people are able to see are they able to see my board
yeah.
here?
It's on. Yeah.
I'm saying, but are they able to see because somebody told me they can't see it.
Well, I thought maybe I asked you about it earlier about maybe putting in. Could you put a little bigger for them? Like,
No, they say it's not showing up at all. Like it's just
oh no, that's not. No.
hold on, let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Oh, you can see it, MacDuff? Well, I don't know what they're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He's eating his turkey sandwich. So good job, Magda.
Okay. All right, well, let's get back to it. My bad. I don't know what that person. Cause I got other people watching. Okay, because I was trying to figure out who some of this. I was trying to figure out who this pretty bee was. So I'm not sure. I clicked on her page and stuff.
Yeah, I figure you would do something like that. But
No,
go ahead.
I just want to make sure I know who we speaking to. Uh, you know, want to make sure that we who we got up in the house. That's all. That's it. That is it. That's all I'm trying to figure out. All right. MacDuff, you had a question here. Let me see. Uh, if eating one meal a day, like I'm gonna get to it, MacDuff. I'll answer the question, but you only need one healthy meal a day, right? Sometimes you can have dessert if you feel it, right? Um, I'm not gonna worry about. You don't have to worry too much about the calories because again, you're gonna be eating the best of food. You should be. Now, if you're gonna eat one meal a day, it's gonna be junk food. You're doing your body a disservice. Okay. Um. Anyway, so now you can see that, Tiff.
Yeah, the way you had it before. Yeah, you got it back up there.
Okay. Well, all right, let's go ahead and go. No, what they still saying? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what you're seeing that none of that everybody else can see. Hold on. You slowing me down now. I'm trying to get this going. This. I want to make sure people get this. They can see everything I'm putting up there. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I accommodate everybody here. Um, so I think we got a resolution now. Hmm. All right, Tiff, are you able to see this?
Oh, you talking about what's the New Jack City thing? Yeah.
No, I'm asking. No. No. Hold on. Okay, so you're not able to see it. Okay. Dang, man. I don't know why you can't see it, Jay. But I can't. We gotta figure that out another time. Cause I'm not able to. I don't know why. All right, well, we'll figure that out another time. I got a PowerPoint for y'all that can't see it. I apologize. I don't know why you can't see it, but it's up there. Tiffany, you can see it, right?
Did you put it up? Because I had to see Google right now.
Okay, Lord, this person.
That's why I said you should left it when they said because we had the slides lined up perfectly. I was like I could see them. So
All right, okay. Let's see. Screen share. Still nothing right now. What do you see?
It feels like Google.
Still Google. Hmm. All you see is Google home screen. Why can't I show my presentation? I'm not understanding this. Okay, Dion said he not seeing it either.
Yeah, salute Dion, but yeah,
Okay.
because earlier you had the things, we was able to see them. So I don't know what happened.
Well, I apologize. Let me figure this out because let me see what's on these slides and see if I could just move on without them. Because maybe we're gonna have to just move on without the slides. Maybe I'll just tell you what's on the slides. And all right, well, I like to show reference points in my sources, so y'all have to just bear with me. Google them if y'all got to. Fine. Let's move on from there because I don't see this. Now we didn't mess up the flow of the stream for that. But look, point I was making was your food should be your medicine and not your medicine cabinet. Right? If you're truly eating right, you would never get sick. I wonder if I can put this tweet up. I don't know. But to share a story just like Tiffany did, my mom had cancer. She caught cancer. Uh, pseudomesonomal peritoneuma. I know, sound crazy, right? Don't know, didn't ever heard of that. It was pseudomesonomal peritoneuma, right? Stuart Scott. Are you familiar? Anybody familiar with Stuart Scott?
Yeah, of course.
Well, he had a similar.
Oh,
My
okay.
mom had a similar um, cancer to his, right? And the difference is that on that one, it's not so much about the tumor that's the problem. The cancerous stuff is a bunch of liquid stuff that's floating around in you, so it's touching all your major and vital organs in your stomach. So we know all the organs we have in there. I don't want to go through all of them. So the cancerous stuff is this liquid stuff that's keep coming from somewhere. I don't quite remember what Stuart Scott's was from, but my mom was coming from her ovaries. Problem is, we couldn't figure that out, right? We couldn't understand uh, where this cancerous mucus was coming from. And so she had the surgery to remove it, and they removed 2-3 layers of this stuff. Still couldn't really figure out what was going on. So a doctor come in one day, and we was doing going to see the doctor trying to figure it out. And I'll never forget this day. He came in and said, "What you have might be incurable." Right? Incurable. Now, I don't know if every doctor's visit is different. I don't know if that's something you want to hear, particularly about your mother, especially after your father just died. And I wish I could show this was working so I could show the tweet I put. But anyway, fast forward going forward, right? Obviously, we changed her diet. Look, we already follow how to eat to live, but like most people, we didn't follow it 100%. And so we were like most people, eating several times out of the day, probably not always eating the best of food. And so my mom had this cancer, pseudomesonemal peritoneuma. Uh, so we changed the diet and we went to how to eat to live. I'm gonna get into how to, don't worry, I'm gonna go into some specifics I just want to give y'all a little backstory. Obviously, the first thing that comes to mind, my mom started to lose weight. She was super skinny. She was like, Omar, I'm back at like when I was 15. You know, she was super slim because the diet had changed and she wasn't eating as much. Obviously, part of that was nervousness. I mean, you just been told that you might not live for a long time. So her appetite wasn't there. But one meal a day, we would teas and fruits. We would have her sit out in the sun so she can get that vitamin D from the sun. Is very important as black people that we get that sun intake, people. All right.
Facts.
So don't be afraid of the sun. I know you saying it's hot out there, and it's you're sweating, you're gonna faint. That sun is your best friend. Don't let nobody tell you anything different. All right. But let me get into some specifics here. Let me go look at this PowerPoint real quick. The average expected lifespan of a human today is 78.8 years. Now, some people that might think that's good. I think back in 1930 when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad came, it was even less, maybe 65 years, I believe. Now, for my people that are religious, now if you're not a religious person, this next statement might go over your head, or you might not care so much for it, but nevertheless, if you look at our prophets in the Bible, they were living 6, 7, 800 years. All right, Enoch, 365 years. Seth, 912 years. Methuselah, 969 years. I think he's the oldest living one. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad when he came to us and told us there was a time that we didn't get sick and we died when we wanted to die. Meaning we were living so long that we were bored with life. Obviously, I mean, freak accidents can happen. You can be obviously, but we're talking about from illness, from food, things that's killing us today. And he said, food can keep us here and food can take us away. All right? So let me see here. Fasting is a cure for 90% of our ills. That's a scientific fact now. Scientists are coming out and saying that fasting is the cure for 90% of our medical problems. So if that's the case, then why are we not fasting more? I put a poll in the chat. I don't know. Did you partake in that poll, Tiffany?
What was in the poll? I'm sure I voted because I was there. What
Well,
the poll say?
I asked the question: which bean
Oh yeah,
is the most healthy and nutritious bean for you? And I put the
I
lima
probably got it
bean,
wrong. I was trying to look really. I was trying to think really hard.
lima bean, navy bean, and soybean.
So
It was
I ain't really.
it was 80-20.
What?
Everybody chose the lima bean.
Oh, what you about to tell us? Because I did choose the lima bean.
It's okay.
Don't tell me it's no soy now, brother. Because
No, soybean. Obviously, we know that it's not a good,
Okay, I'm about to say.
but and only one person voted for navy bean. Everybody else voted for lima bean. This is why this is important because it is the navy bean. The lima bean is no good for you. The navy bean is the most nutritious bean on this planet Earth. It has over, I think, 102 nutritions in it. Have all your vitamin A's, C's, B's, D's, K's, zinc is all in this navy bean. So when you see us running around with the bean pie, guess what bean we use, Tiffany?
Navy bean. Oh, I don't see y'all. Yeah, I don't see y'all. I don't see you with the pies anymore. I don't think I can get one.
Don't trust me. You can get one. You can get
Where online? Do I have to give it? Well, forward me the website or my
I'll
yeah.
forward it to you. You go to noi.org. But yes, you can get one. And were you in DC or
I'm in Maryland.
you're in Maryland? There's a mosque in Maryland, or in that particular in that I know in that DC Baltimore area. You know, I don't know how far you are from the mosque, but go on down there. They'll give you one. They'll get you one, but you can get one offline though. No, you know what I mean, so you don't gotta go down to the mosque.
Okay, so yeah, just give me that. Yeah, so and see, I will order one. Okay, because I heard they was good.
Yes, but the navy bean has over 102 nutrients in it, right? So Chick-fil-A, I want to give y'all these few things before I get into some of the particulars. Chick-fil-A, Popeye's chicken sandwich. Y'all remember that, right? It was good. Tiffany, you had it?
No, brother. I'm going to defend that Popeye chicken sandwich because I felt something was wrong with it. The way people was acting crazy over that sandwich, I felt something was in it because they have
Right.
been fighting and want to kill each other over it. So I said, I know something's in this mess.
To have a sound body, you must have a sound mind. And eating that Popeye's chicken sandwich and that Chick-fil-A sandwich, you will not have a sound mind. Shout out to Nuri Muhammad that came up with that. That Popeye's chicken sandwich. It's fact time. So, get your pen and paper out. The people that watch this on the replay, it's fact checking time. I'm sorry I can't get my slides up there. It's all on the slide presentation. I don't know what's going on. I'll figure that out another time. The Popeye's chicken sandwich. Go to the website for Popeyes. Right? Look on the website and look at the ingredients for that chicken sandwich. There's 40 ingredients in that chicken sandwich, Popeye's chicken sandwich. Right? And of that 40 ingredients in that Popeye's chicken sandwich, 33 of those ingredients are man-made chemicals.
Exactly, that don't sound right.
40 ingredients in this chicken Popeye's chicken sandwich. And of the 40 ingredients, 33 of them are man-made chemicals. If you go to the Chick-fil-A website, look at the ingredients for that chicken sandwich. I know they greet you with a smile, tell you have a nice day, a blessed day, or whatever it is they say. Rain, sleet, or snow, boy. They sure know how to sleep you to death, don't they?
Yeah, they got the best customer service. Now
They got beautiful
we ain't got to
customer
say
service.
it.
Hey, I'm talking all this mess. I went to Chick-fil-A. I can't front.
No, I'm just saying. I would just say they got the best customer service because
But
these.
you go to that website if you want to do some research on what you're eating. 55 ingredients in that Chick-fil-A. 55 ingredients in this Chick-fil-A sandwich. And of the 55 ingredients in this Chick-fil-A sandwich, 35 of them are man-made chemicals. Think about that. What are you putting in your body? What toxins and poison are you having your stomach digest and move through your organs that's creating cancer for you 10, 15 years down the line? The way we're going, sometimes it don't even take that long. We're getting younger and younger with cancer. All type of ills, we're getting younger and younger with it. We're passing hereditary traits on down to our family now because of our diets. You're not eating a chicken sandwich. You're eating a chemical sandwich with a little bit of chicken in it. Think about that. 55 ingredients, 35 of them is man-made chemicals. That's a welcome to an early grave. 78.8 years is the human expectancy. And I think for black people, it's even shorter. And black men is even shorter. I think black men, we only up to 65 or something now. Think about that. If we're now dying from white supremacy and police shootings, or us killing ourselves with silly violence, gang violence, we're killing ourselves with the way we eat. It's already stressful enough. Stress adds to this as well. What we got here? Let me see what my brother EJ say. Yeah, throw them ruffles away, brother. Throw those ruffles away. Let me get into some stuff. I want to play something from the minister, but I'm gonna wait. It's that, as I know y'all know that Bible saying, "As a man thinketh, so is he." The food has what you eat has a profound effect on not only your physical appearance but your mental capacity. Right? More people that eat meat they're more. I don't know, how can I say this? I don't know. They're more aggressive in their lifestyle. And if you notice people that eat from the sea or eat mostly vegetarian, they're more calm and peaceful people. See, you take on the spirit of what you eat. I don't want to get too much into the metaphysical things, but when you fast and you eat right, you have a more of a spiritual connection, right? You think faster, you think clearer thoughts, and if you hear people that have these metaphysical experiences, right? It's because they're fasting and it does something to the body. It does something to the mind, right? Now you're on a better wavelength. Now you can concentrate better and understand the environment around you. So when you see people like that, they're usually keen thinkers and quick on their mind and feet. But anyway, I'm gonna play something for that later. I said earlier it takes 8 to 12 hours to digest one meal. Right?
Yeah.
Eating 3 meals a day is a cultural construct. That's a new phenomenon. That's not something that we typically did before European culture got introducing to us. I'm speaking particularly to the black or the Africans, right? However you want to identify us. I don't want to offend nobody. I ain't black. I ain't African. Whatever you identify yourself as. The point is, that's a newly made man construct. The Romans believed in 1 meal a day, right? To be healthy. And eating more than 1 meal a day in that time was considered gluttonous. Now you fast forward to the 17th century, where you seen the kind of the aristocratic society. They're the ones that start to eat more because they believe it shows wealth and influence. The more you can eat, more it shows your wealth and your standard and your status in society. I got some notes here. I need to look at this. So we see that in the 19th century. So I'm trying to give you a little history. Now, when you see the advent of artificial lightning, what do I mean by artificial lightning? Because at one point in time, we didn't have light bulbs and stuff we can cut on in our household. We had candles and things like that. So what happened was we were more in tune with the sunrise and sunset. And so when sun fell or sunset, we didn't eat much throughout the night because, first of all, you couldn't see that much, right? But, we had Thomas Edison and all that, get those the light bulb and artificial lightning comes. And so now we can eat more throughout the night. So what you start to see is the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century now. Fast forward from the 17th to the 19th century. You have a labor force that needed to sustain itself by eating more, right? The Industrial Revolution. Now you have more people working. You have more people hungry. Um, good question, Trudy King. Well, I'm gonna get to that, but to answer your question right now, the original diet of mankind, if we just simply talking black people, because if you say mankind, I'm suggesting that mankind means, in my teaching, that means the white man. Now, if you saying man, the original man, us as original people, our diets was drastic. We didn't eat meat. You didn't see the prophets of that day eating meat like that. Vegetarian food, vegetarian fruits, vegetables, color coded as right. There's a color code to it, right? Greens and the green color vegetables. You had the yellow kind. These all had different functions to it. When you wanted energy, you ate a certain color fruit or vegetable, right? Greens were the greens that made you. I think they gave you your energy. They kind of gave you, they help with your digestion. It's color coded. I don't have the color codes with me, but I get it. Uh, but anyway, so we fast forward to the 1920s, and what we have in the 1920s is Harvey Kellogg, John Harvey Kellogg. Are we familiar with Kellogg, Tiffany? Are you familiar with Kellogg?
Uh, cereal brand.
Cereal brand. There you go. Don't be scared. Ain't no wrong answers around here.
Oh, okay.
Ain't no wrong answers. Yes. His name is John Harvey. Dr. John Harvey, I want to say. How did we get cereal? Right? Because at this point, we had a workforce. People started to eat more in the day, and they started to commercialize, right, at this point.
Mm.
Hold on. Again, we're talking about now. We've been westernized all over the world. True. So meat is in mostly everybody's diet, no matter where you comes now. But if you study ancient times, we weren't big meat eaters. This was a gradual process, particularly when we got introduced 2,000 years ago to that white boy at the cave. Because you remember when he was in the cave, and this is no shout out to white people, but when y'all were in the caves in Europe, they were eating raw meat, right? They were uncivilized at this point. So they were eating and consuming raw meat. So when they came out the caves and started getting into society with us, that's the thing they passed on, because obviously once they started to take over and dominate and colonize, we took on their ways. Now that's not to say no African countries or civilization. I'm saying Africa, but black people, period, at the time didn't eat some meat, but it was far in between, and we wouldn't eat all this what we eating today. Some of this meat didn't even exist. A chicken. What is a chicken native to? Have you ever asked yourself, what is a chicken native to? A chicken is not native to anything. That's a breeded animal. You can't go find no chicken native to no land on this earth. So think about that. But anyway, Kellogg. We got cereal because what he did was left a bowl of wheat out overnight. Cereal came by mistake or, a happenstance. And so he left this wheat out and got whatever it did. He put in some rollers and he baked it. And he ended up with the first cornflake. So this is how we get cereal. And so now what you have now is a culture for breakfast. Let me see. What did DeAndre say? I don't eat meat nearly as much as I did 2 years ago. Less meat consumption improved. Of course, Dion, absolutely. We're going to get into some of the scientific stuff. Don't worry. I just read about 6 years ago, the snack industry made $30 billion. That's about 6 years ago. Think about that. The snack industry alone accumulated $30 billion. That's a lot of food. That's a lot of money to buy on food. So that's why you see all this modification of food. right? Genetic modification, because we're trying to constantly grow food fast. So now we're becoming fatter and fatter, sicker and sicker. Now we talked. Well, I haven't got the MSG yet in Motor Highlights. I I don't think I'm gonna touch on it tonight because I think we understand what MSG is and we understand how bad that is for you. I'm trying to get to some more of lesser known things. The U.S. Department of Agriculture even pushed the programs in schools, right? The food pyramid. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture pushed this on us. So they were contributors to our poor eating. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he came with 1 meal a day in 1930, people laughed at him, mocked him, ridiculed him, right? But if you notice, if you look at the Nation of Islam members, right, Nuri Muhammad, if you look at the minister himself, this is taking the minister, 80, 90-year-old man almost, right? The man looked like he in his 60s or 50s, right? This man is a 90-year-old man. Go look at the recent picture of the minister and tell me if he don't look good. And if you go look at some of his older pictures or some videos, and you say, man, the minister looking at 20 years old, 30 years old, which you, if you come to find out, the minister was in his 50s and 60s at that time, looking 20, looking 30. That's because of the diet, right? Obviously gives you a good no blemishes on your skin. You see people in the nation with more clear skin. Now that's not to say every person in the nation of Islam is fit and slim and looking good, okay? Not everybody, you can be in the nation and still not be prescribing like you should to how they live. I'm one of those people. I try to do as best as I can, but sometimes, but because I was raised on it, you see me almost 40 years old and people tell me I look 20 something. Like it just, that's what happens when you eat well. But anyway, so what you will find it, so let me skip forward. Because I want to get to something. Yeah, let's get to this. Let's get to the list. So according to American neuroscientist Dr. Mark Matson, in his research paper, I would have had this up on the thing, but I was like, I can't get it to work. So y'all just have to, take notes and go research this for yourself. He publishes in the British medical journal called Lancet in 2005, right? A neuroscientist, Dr. Mark Matson, 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 in the British medical journal, right? So now it's science bearing witness to 1 meal a day. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in 1930, 1 meal a day can cure all illnesses and was the best plan for you. But people laugh. As we see through the years, people are taking that approach. But now science is caught up to what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was saying in 1930, right? Eating 1 meal a day is the healthiest and most natural way of life. This is Dr. Mark Manson. Believes that if you prescribe to 1 meal a day, you decrease 40% of your calories intake, and that you can combat certain disease like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, epileptic disease, and cardiovascular diseases. So eating 1 meal a day can help you with your Alzheimer's. You notice a lot of people with Alzheimer's, mucus build up, and so it's messing with your brain. It's messing with your ability to remember. You see people coming younger and younger getting Alzheimer's. Now they might not call it Alzheimer's when you're so young, but you notice a lot of people today, mostly smokers, will say, they can't remember things 5 minutes ago. They can't remember things from last week. So that's the beginning stage, right? See, but fasting, what it does, it gives you an opportunity to push all that toxins out your body, right? Salute, what up, Taj? Another another paper that was published in 2008 by the Department of Nutrient and Technology. It showed that eating alternate days, fasting, alternate days regimen significantly reduce cell proliferation. I'm gonna get into that. What is cell proliferation? Now, let me just finish it. Cell proliferation rate. Now, when we see death is essential due to the aging process, right? That's cell rejuvenation. So now you got more toxins in the body going to the body the more and more we eat. Less oxygen, less antioxidants. So now what we see now, we got cell proliferation. It's messing with the aging process. Again, that's why you see some people look a little older than they should, particular white folks. So, we already know the saying. Come on, Till. What they say, black don't crack.
Well, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be honest. Yes, especially the women, they be looking really old for their age. I'm sorry to say that.
They be looking.
I mean, their wrinkles be really showing in their 40s. I'm sorry to say.
But look, because they
I don't
eat
know what
that
they be doing.
raw, unprocessed, that processed meat. Eating steak. I know it's good to y'all. Y'all want to go to steakhouses. Look, I used to be the same way. I didn't eat raw steak, but when I started getting a little money, me and my girl would go out. We would eat steak every week, every other day. Seemed like
Brother O was eating steak. I can't
man, we was
believe
at a
y'all.
steakhouse trying to be fancy. Like, man, look, spending $200-$300.
I'm about to say because the steakhouse is not brother. It's kind of
Yeah,
expensive
I know,
now.
but
You want
look,
to
we were ignorant, right? But we were young, trying to show off some like we got it big time. But anyway, let me get to this point because I don't want to lose it, right? So alternate day eating, what you'll see is the reduction of cell proliferation, which slows down the aging process, right? All together by favoring recycling, reducing, and rebuilding of the young cell. You need those cells rejuvenation. What happens is when we eat so much, and you get cell proliferation, which means constantly adding of cells, right? You don't get cell rejuvenation. So now you have an excess of cells going on, and you don't need all that, right? Uh, one meal a day curbs the sexual appetite.
You think they want to hear this? You think these men want to hear this
I
whole
know,
thing,
right?
brother?
I know they don't want to hear this, but they need to hear this part. Again, the Bible is a reason why the Bible and Quran is asking you, or the God is asking you, Jesus' number telling you to fast, right? Can you abstain from food, right? Your physical appetite, your hunger. Can you sustain from food to show a will that you have faith in God? Secondly, can you sustain from sex? The most other important thing in life, besides food and water, is sex. It is. This is how we reproduce ourselves, right? God wants us to reproduce ourselves, but He does not want us to make it a plaything. You see what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah in the Bible, if for y'all that remember. What happened to Sodom and Gomorrah, Tiff? Do you remember?
No, you got to brush my memory,
Well,
brother.
God
Some of
destroyed
the
it
story.
because Sodom and Gomorrah, which I believe we are the modern day. We ain't gonna get into that. He destroyed it because it became a hotbed of sex and foolishness, right? Sleeping with wives, married men sleeping with men, women sleeping with women. For my LGBT community, I apologize.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Yeah, that sound like today. Yeah.
Yes, God destroyed it, right? So fasting, what it does is also curbs that sexual appetite. It don't get you don't fellas, don't worry, you're not gonna get impotent all of a sudden. Look, you naturally a man, you still that's gonna happen. But what it does now is get you clear thinking minded. And so now you're not inundated with sex on your mind all the time. right? So now you can sit and speak to a young woman, and now you don't have to continue looking at her breast and butt, trying to figure out how you can get into that. Because now your mind is thinking clearly now. It's beyond low-level thinking. You're on a different spirit, as they say, people say different spiritual plane. But you are on an advanced high level your mind frequency somewhere different now. Right? You're not on this low level frequency. And there's a scientific method to that, but I don't want to get into all that. I'm just trying to get you in I'm trying to introduce you to understanding the benefits of fasting, right? I know you saying, look, I want to think about sex 24/7. To each his own. But think about how much you can get done if you can not be eating all day. You save money by doing that, and you're not constantly thinking about how you can get in some woman or some man's pants. Now you have more time to actually do those things you said you wanted to do. That business you said you wanted to start, that hobby you said you wanted to take up, right? All the things that you give excuses to why you can't get done, now you have time to do it because now you're not so inundated with food and sex. I would advise people in the nation, we have this every month, a 3-day fast. Every first Thursday of the month, we have a national 3-day fast. Why do we do that? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said because in 3 days, you can remove all the toxins out your body that you accumulated from the past 7 to 6 days or whatever how many months is, days in the month, right? So now what you do is give your body a chance to rest. Your stomach is no longer moving, right? Your organs that is trying to purify and do all that stuff for it rests. And so what you see now is that toxin that you got from Chick-fil-A, those 33 chemical ingredients that you ate in that Chick-fil-A sandwich, right? Those man-made ingredients that you had in that Popeyes sandwich that you ate. See now, if you can do 3-day fasting, it pushes that toxin out. Obviously through, you're gonna use the bathroom, you're gonna defecate. The body has a different amount of ways to urination, right? And cell regeneration. So now your body gets to, let me say it this way. This is the greatest gift that you have, your body. But what I see a lot of time is people treat their cars better than they treat their body. The greatest thing in earth, one of God's greatest creation is the human body. So why would you put in the human body bad fuel? You wouldn't put no cheap gas in your Lexus, your Mercedes Benz. You wouldn't go put regular gas in your Mercedes Benz. You take more care of your house and your cars more than you do the temple. This is the real temple right here, the body. This is the real church for my Christians, right? This is the real temple in the church, the body. That's what I say you can find God within. They ain't say you can go to church and find God. That's us saying that. God is already within. And so if you eat right, you think right, now you can start to access that God within you. Now when you have your prayer services and your prayer time and your du'as for my Muslim people, now when you communicate with God, you have more of a clear connection. Don't get me wrong, God can communicate with you regardless. But think about those people that say, man, when they pray, they can instantly almost get the answer from God. Not that He talking to them, but He answered their prayers quicker than some. Right? God rewards you for that, for sustaining from food. That's why it's prescribed in the Bible. Again, I'm not gonna go through the whole Bible thing, but God prescribes it for a reason. I think we should take heed to that. The Navy. I wanted to say something about the Navy bean. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, "If you eat the Navy bean, let me go to the book. We're gonna we're gonna we're gonna kind of start to wind this down because I think y'all get the point. But let's go over some foods that you should eat. We know pork. Tiffany, do you eat pork still?
Next question.
Still eating pork? Okay.
I don't eat it as much, brother. Actually, right now, we're reasonably happily. I was under the weather, like, so right now I'm trying to get myself back. Like, I was really under the weather for the past 2 months. I really couldn't enjoy Christmas or Thanksgiving. Like, I was really under the weather for, like, I ended up losing almost 20 pounds.
Okay, that's we don't want to
And I'm like, I'm trying to get my nutrients. Like, I'm trying to get just back. Period. Because
we
I
don't,
lost them. Yeah, I lost.
we don't want to
Like, I
shame you
lost.
here, but again, for those people that do read the Bible, the Bible says stay away from the pork as well. Why do we stay away from the pork? Obviously, we know it's bad, but why is it bad? The pork is
Because
the
it comes
most
from the pig.
big,
Then
it's
what
the
you
most
gonna say?
filthiest animal on this planet. He'll eat anything. He'll even eat his own young. And the pig has a process, right, where he can push out the poison. That's why at the hook of his hood, he's pushing all that pus out. That's that poison that he's constantly eating, right? A venomous snake, if it were to bite a pig, it would kill the snake. That's how poisonous the pig is. You cannot cook the pig at no high temperature and get rid of that poison. Little known fact, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us, and it's a known fact now by science, when you eat the pork, it creates a worm in the stomach. That's in return, that worm travels up the stomach to your brain, right? And that we don't even go no further. We understand. Once that worm gets to the brain, you can no longer remove that worm. And so now that's why you have Alzheimer's and create all type of things with the brain. It's because years of eating that pork, that pus eating poisonous pork, because it creates a worm in there in your stomach, and that worm travels up your spine up to your brain. Research it, people. And once it gets there, you can no longer remove it. It is there. So I just want y'all to be mindful when you see that pepperoni pizza. I know it look good, but think about what you can do. You can help yourself with 10, 15 years from now. It's not too late. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that we should not eat meat. However, he said if you did eat meat, because it's hard to wean yourself off of it, eat the cleanest of meat, the best of meat. What did he mean by that? You want to go to farms and you want to go to people that properly take care of the cows. When they say you take on the spirit of the animal, that fear you ingest, see, that in return goes in the bloodstream, and now you become, as they say, you become what you eat. So if you were to eat any meat, even though we shouldn't, if you were, he suggests going to an Orthodox place of establishment, Jewish people basically, right? Because they typically are the best protectors and maintainers of their meat and cattle. See, when you slaughter a cattle in the manner that we do and return around and eat it, now that hormones that cow have now releases into you. So now you take on all these hormonal growth and issues because now you've digested something that was killed and wasn't properly taken care of when it was there. So be mindful of that. I got this right here. You see this? How to Eat to Live. My mom is obviously in the Nation of Islam. This is a work thing she does in MGT, Muslim Girl Training. They're required to do research and study and to constantly stay under study. Y'all can't see it all, but this is, look, my mom got a lot here, right? So this is how they properly cook food for us. They're taught this. And so it just basically goes to certain things that you should and shouldn't eat. One thing you should not eat, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad says, is forbidden. Peas.
Who?
Peas.
Oh, okay.
P-E-A-S.
I didn't know, brother. I was like, what? Oh, okay.
Allah, in message to the black man, the Honorable 100, he says, Allah forbids us to eat peas. He considered most peas fit for cattle and herd animals. Right? The cows, not us. Not for delicate stomachs of the human. Anything that's hard on the digestive. I think Immortal Highlight said something earlier about that. You don't want anything hard on the digestive system. Peanut butter, peanuts. I know some of y'all like it, peanut butter and jelly. We grew up on it. I know.
I can't eat it.
So peas are forbidden. No black-eyed peas, field peas, speck peas, red peas, brown peas. Do not eat the split peas.
Black eyed peas
Yeah,
too.
bad for you, Tiff. Do not eat split
I
peas.
was asked about a black eyed peas. Because people always do it for New Year's. Of course, I
I know.
never did.
That we were kind of resourceful people since slavery, but some of those things we took from slavery, we need to get rid of now. For a time, it was useful for us, right? Now, not so much. We had to survive, even though in the Quran and the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, and under no circumstances should we eat pork, even if we have to starve. Never eat pork. But let me finish this peas thing. Do not eat split peas that you find in the store. Peas, collard greens, turnip greens, sweet potato, and white potatoes are cheaply raised foods. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says in Message to the Black Man, the Southern slave master used to feed the slaves. It's funny, I just said that, right? And still advise the consumption of them. Most white people of the middle and upper class do not eat this lot of cheap food, which is unfit for human consumption. So, sweet potato pie, sweet potato, turnip greens, collard greens, these were staples for us in slavery. You don't see affluent white people eating this food. Why do we continue to eat it? We need to stop. Spinach is good for you, right? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad says in How to Eat to Live, eat some spinach. Eat some spinach. Do not become a habitual spinach eater. You can eat rutabagas. A little now and then. You may eat as much garlic and onion as you like. Garlic and onion is some of the most powerful things you can eat. You would help your stomach and your life if you can eat or organic, if you can, garlic and onions. Eat as much of that as you like. I know it give you bad breath. All right. I'm not gonna go but just again, research garlic and onion and what it does to the body. Don Elijah Muhammad was telling this in 1930. Now we're catching up. But anyway, but no sweet potatoes and no white potatoes. Sweet potato was never good for any human to eat. They are good for hogs, but not for you. White Irish potatoes are food for people who live in frigid zones. If you do not live in a frigid zone, stay away from sweet potato or white potatoes. And even if you are in frigid zones, you still want to curb your intake on that. A staple food, that's the staple food for Europe, North America, and Canada. But potatoes and rice are too starchy for you and me. Black people I'm speaking to. Sorry, my white people. They laden us with too much starch and fats, which are friends to diabetes. Sweet potatoes are full of gas, right? They are friends to diabetes, Elijah Muhammad said. Don't eat it. For my people that say, man, why I eat a vegan, I eat that vegan burger.
Oh yeah, brother, tell her I'd rather starve than eat a vegan burger. I'm serious.
Be careful with some of that. I forgot the names of it now, but
Because I did some research, and like, compared to like, their sodium intake of that is ridiculous compared to a regular burger.
right.
It was like triple the. And you do not. I don't want nobody to ever have to take high blood pressure pills like I had to take it. One. No, no, no.
So be careful with those some of those vegan burgers that you find at these fast food restaurants. I got the study here, so I'm sorry I can't show my slides. I don't know what happened, but it says here burgers contain rat and human DNA in it. Like we won't get too much in there because I don't want to freak you out. But just understand some of the things that you're eating, right? Let me see if I can find here. Okay, so let me see here. Let's go through. I'm gonna go through a quick list. Some of y'all already know this, but I want to reiterate it. Um, because we know not to eat certain stuff, right? So I have here 10 worst foods for your health, according to experts, by Perry Ortman from Bloomberg, Fox News. This was done a year ago. The 10 worst foods for your health. So let's get into that a little bit. We're gonna go through the list real quick. Wheat, number one on this list. You like to take a guess what's number one on this list, Tiffany?
No, that's why I want to hear this list. What would be number one?
No, number one.
It's something off the wall.
No, it's bacon.
Oh, okay.
It's bacon. Which I know bacon. I know y'all got grandmas and grandpas say, I'm 80 years old. I've been eating bacon my whole life. And I'm perfectly fine. Well, we thank Allah for that. But think about how much longer you could live if you didn't eat it. You got to 80 with it. Can you get to 90? Can you get to 100? The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said if you were to eat navy beans, bread, and organic milk, it would increase your life expectancy to 164 years if you ate that alone and nothing else. You can increase your living expectancy up to 150 to 200 years. But I said earlier, life expectancy is from 65 to 78. Look at how many years you're cutting yourself short. So, Grandpa, I got him in my family, you know. I'll be eating pork for 65 years. Yeah, you got diabetes, you got high blood pressure. They want to cut your leg off. You closer to a grave. 65, you shouldn't be walking around here looking like you're 90. Bacon, the number one food you should not eat. Number two on that list, turkey bacon. I know y'all. Oh, that hurt some people right there. Thought you was eating good, huh? Got that turkey, but I don't eat the pork. Turkey bacon is bad for you as well. Processed meat, high sodium. It's not a good choice. I will allow you to look that up. I don't want to go through all of it. So for all of us, I eat turkey bacon. You ain't helping yourself out, no, not one bit. Fried foods, we know, obviously. That's number 3. Potato chips. Leave that potato chips
I
alone,
figured that was gonna be on the list, of
right?
course.
Leave it alone. Added sugars, right? White sugar is not good for you. All these additive sugars they put in these drinks, these sodas, some of these quote unquote fruit juices that they be having at the store, it say 100% juice. Then you read the rest of it, they got additives everywhere. Read, people. Why are you so quick to put bad gas in this fine vehicle that God gave you? His greatest creation, we take it for granted, is the human body. Yet you'll go get a Mercedes and treat that thing like God, washing it, waxing it, putting the best of gas in it. But you won't put the best of fuel in this right here. Think about what you can do once you can start to clear your mind. Processed oils, right? That cooking oil we be cooking with and all that, leave it alone. Soybean oil, right? That vegetable corn oil, leave it alone. Get you some grapeseed oil, right? Something like that. Like that's some healthy alternatives that you can eat. Hydrated fats are number 7. This category is fat lorks in many packaged foods and fast food products, basically. Uh, so hydrated fats, look that up if you don't know what's in the category of hydrated fats. Refined carbohydrates. That's white bread, white rice, pasta, pizza, all those pastries right there. Pizza ain't good for you. I don't care if you put vegetables on it. White bread is not good for you. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, if you want to eat bread, eat wheat. And even when you eating wheat, you should cook it to a certain degree and leave it out for a while. But I know some of us ain't going to do that. So at the very least, eat wheat bread. Leave that white bread alone. Breakfast sausages. I shouldn't have to go through that. Right? And number 10 is processed meats.
Cereals need to be a part of that list too. So I'm fine they wasn't up there.
Yeah. Cereal should be.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying for the thing about with the kids was that when we were
And probably when they do another one, again,
um,
it can fit in some of those categories, right? But
because there was nothing but all sugar as you think about it when you were little.
all right, let me go through a few more things, then we can wrap it up and get to. Because I want to read some things from the book. Artificial butter, do not eat it. Right, leave it alone. I know for the Dr. CB people, Dr. CB is not a particular person that loves milk. He's not a fan of milk. We in the nation say
Oh, he's not.
no. We in the nation said you can drink milk, but it has to be organic, right? Milk has plenty of healthy properties to it for the body. And it, again, this is whole scientific thing. I can do that another time. But I just wanted to make that statement for those who.
Why would he? No, I'm just was wondering why he would say that when you like, especially for women. I do. Because
Right,
I get my test done. My calcium has to
right,
be at a certain level, and thank God it has been. But my calcium has to be at a certain level.
right. And Tiff, I don't know if you do this or not, but again, you can try to find go in the nation. You get organic, clean milk, not from the store. That's not that can
Well, brother, didn't I just tell you to send me
yeah, I'm
the
just
people
saying,
talking about the
I'm
pie?
hooking you
Yeah,
up. I'm gonna hook you up too. Don't worry.
because I
Right.
want to try. I wanted that one day. I wanted them baby. Yeah.
Blackberry pie is good. You can eat blackberry, blueberry pies, or anything with berries, right? Obviously,
Yeah.
you want to be again. You don't want to use white sugar. Use brown sugar, right? White sugar, no. So when you're making your blueberry pies. You can eat that. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that's good.
Brother, if I eat a blueberry, I'm just gonna eat it straight up. I do not. I don't mess with no pie. I'm not doing a blueberry pie.
That's fine. But you know, okay. Let me see. I'm trying to find some things here. Yeah, we don't eat. We don't obviously we don't eat no birds of no sort. Uh, baby pigeons. We can eat those baby pigeons though, not big pigeons. Again, now as I say that, remember now, molasses is fine. Motor highlights. We shouldn't eat meat, but in the cases we do, right? Pigeons, baby pigeons is fine. Well, let me try to find some things here. Obviously, navy bean is good. Red beans are good. I'm trying to find something real quick. Bear with me here. I want to play something. Matter of fact, from the minister. Let me play something. I want y'all to hear this. Thank y'all for the people that sticking around. I'm not trying to make this long because I know the custodian always saying, man, when I did the Kareem thing, he said it took him 4 days to go through all that. And so I don't want to do that. I don't want to take y'all through that. I just want to get y'all familiar, or at least start to thinking about it. And if we have to have something more detailed, we'll do that. All right. I'm about to play this. I want y'all to listen to this.
Actually can make you think certain kinds of thoughts. Refraining.
My bad. Let me start over. But
actually,
this is the honorable. This is the Minister Farrakhan speaking about eating meat and all that and what it does to the mind, right? So if y'all please try to listen to this part because this is important.
Food actually can make you think certain kinds of thoughts. Refraining from certain kinds of foods will actually make you have a different disposition, even change the nature. People that eat a lot of meat, watch out now. People that eat red meat, blood running out of it, make mine rare. They are like the beast. God gives animals the teeth to cut meat, and they cut it and they pull it. You don't have teeth like that. Some of you may be trying to get some like that. You don't have teeth like that. Your mouth is not made for that kind of eating. This is true. The more you eat meat, you become of the same spirit of those animals that eat meat. You become more warlike. So the meat-eating nations of the earth are really the warlike nations. Those vegetarian nations of the earth and those that eat life from the sea are more peaceful. There's something about food that shapes sometimes the way you think. When God wants to make a people for his glory, he must change the way they eat. All right? We're dealing with food now. Well, once you start changing the way of people eat, you start preparing the vessel for something better to come into the brain. Food actually can make...
Was you able to hear that, Tiff?
Yeah, I heard it.
Now think about what he said. It controls or it alters the way you think. You become more what you eat, or more like. I'm not gonna go through it again because y'all heard it, right? But I just wanted to play that to give you an understanding of what food does to you. And this is why we need the process of fasting, right? Rejuvenates the body, helps heal the body, because the body is a self-healer. The body heals itself. So you don't need to do all this. You don't need to go get vitamins and all these things at the medicine cabinet. Now, as I say this, be careful with fasting. You can't just get up and start doing 2-3 day fasting. You know, started slightly. You know, you eating 3 meals a day, try to eat 2 meals, then drop it down to 1 meal a day. Try to make sure that when you eat some of the best foods, fruit, right? Green
Mhm.
veggies, right? Eat if you do eat meat. Try to wean yourself off it. Don't just go off and jump off the cliff because the body, you can't put the body through that type of shock. But what you will see though is you continually do that, you will get yourself to a point where you can eat 1 meal a day. You'll see yourself skin clear. One of the things I get about me is about my clear skin. You see it, Tiff, you know?
Oh gosh, I
It's because I don't have 37 years of eating terrible food. Obviously, I was raised in the house in the Nation of Islam, so I didn't eat pork coming up. I didn't eat some of the bad food that most children get to eat. And it's not that I didn't eat McDonald's or nothing like that, right? But it was far in between. Most of the time, my mom would come home and cook. And there's a science to cooking, right? How to cook your food, how to prepare your food. I'm not gonna go through all that today, but there's a way you need to clean your food, prepare your food, and cook it. There's a science to it. So I want y'all to be, again, this book I would suggest is an easy read. It's not big, you see it. I mean, look, if y'all can read the autobiography of Malcolm X and you can read Magic Johnson autobiography with Michael Jordan, you can read this book right here. We're talking about 120 pages. This is nothing. This is book one, though. It is a book two, but still, these books are easy to read. Self-explanatory. There's no big words in it, right? It's straight to the point. And I guarantee you, if you were to follow this, I guarantee you'll see your health become better. I guarantee you'll start to look better, slim down, more energy, thinking quicker. I promise you. Drink, obviously, Tiffany said it earlier, drinking water. If I were you, I would try to eat navy beans, small navy beans, not the big ones. Stay away from big ones, right? Small navy beans. I'm not gonna go through all this. Tiff, tell me. Oh, let's go through one more thing. Fluoride. Stay away from toothpaste with fluoride in it. I have right here from the Nation of Islam. You see this?
yeah, I see it.
This is herbal toothpaste, no fluoride. Cinnamon flavor. Cinnamon flavor, right? Elepis, tea tree oil, sage, and baking soda. This is all that's in this. This is what you need, right? You don't need. Stop going down and getting that crest. You wonder why you brushing your teeth every day, yet you got to spend $5,000 at the dentist. That's killing the bone density in your mouth, which creates mouth cancers. At the same time, the American society is getting you sick while trying to give you the remedy at the same time. They double dipping. It's a game. They tell you to eat 3 times a day, feed you all kind of bad foods, prescribe you to doctors. They prescribe medicine, which only turns keep you sick, really. They fix one problem and create another problem. Yet, you don't never think to change your diet, right? Fluoride.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those 2 studies I gave earlier, hopefully when y'all go on the replay, y'all will look those studies up. There's plenty of studies of that, though. So, whatever fits you best. I'm just saying you can fact check me. I'm a person that you can fact check, right? I want to read something from the book. Again, let me read because my mom got all this stuff. It's so much. I can't. This to take 3, 4, 5 days to go through. Maybe longer. Maybe a month, really. Shrimp, stay away from. Ooh, that hurt. Stay away from catfish. That hurt too, y'all? Besides the pig, the catfish is the pig of the sea. He's just like the pig, or the pig. He's the pig of the sea. He eats anything. Stay away from him. Only fish that's good for you should be salmon. There's a couple others, but stay away from shrimp. Them any bottom sea level feeders. Stay away from them. I know. They say it looks good and tastes good. You see certain people that eat it and say that this is a good dietary. Leave it alone, people. Hold on, I got something else here before we get out of here. You know what? If you go over to Japan and Oinawa, or what I can't, I don't want to disrespect it. I think it's spelled Okinawa, right? They have a group of people living to 100 years over there. Think about that. They have a vegetarian lifestyle. People that living to 100 years, and in that people, the statistics I think is 80% of that is women. So 80% of that those people that's living to 100 years over there in Japan or Oinawa or whatever. Again, I don't want to step on the words. 80% of that is women. So think about that. 80%. What are they doing? What are they eating? What are their lifestyle like for them to be living up to upwards of 100 years? And we over here, particularly black folks, black men in particular, we can't get past 65. My father had a stroke at 49.
Mm.
And ultimately died 10, 15 years later of a heart attack. My dad passed at 61, 62. Think about this. He didn't eat no pork. He didn't eat pork since he became a Muslim. My dad hadn't eaten pork in 30, 40 years. But why is he dead today? Why, if he's a Muslim, why didn't How to Eat to Live save him? Good question. It's because my father, too, had veered away from How to Eat to Live. He would have eaten pork, but because he's such a busy man, him and my mom sometimes would go fast food all the time, right? Chicken, greasy chicken. So I understand making money for your family is important, but what does it do for you if it's taking you out? Making money don't do nothing for you when you're dead. So, and my father too. Don't get me wrong. 60-some-year-old man looked like he was 50-something, 40. People would tell him that all the time. So How to Eat to Live was working for him on one sense of the level, but you can't do it halfway. And that's what I'm trying to get better at. So I think, Tiffany, I don't know if you remember, and one day you said something about eating on Christmas Day, and I said, I'm fasting. I don't know if you remember that in the chat. I think we was on Bang Channel. I don't remember, but you said go something about eating.
Oh yeah, I said what are you eating for Christmas? Yeah, I asked you that. Yeah, I said even though I said even though you don't celebrate Christmas, what are you having for dinner?
Right, nothing. I took the day out to eat. Right. So again, I just want y'all to be cognizant of this type of things, man. All right. So we know soybeans are bad for you. Remember now, look at most things that got soy in it. So even when you try to call yourself eating healthy, look at the ingredients. You mostly gonna see soy in it. If it say soy in it, don't eat it. But I understand that's hard to do because most everything in the grocery store is made with soy. You want to thank Carver for that. The government asked him to come up with something. He created the soybean. And now it's made in everything, which is killing you. So be careful of that. My best advice to you is to grow your own food. I know that's difficult. But if you can't, you don't have a home or a garden, you don't know how to garden yet, which you should learn. Again, fasting is your best tool. Give your body a chance to push that toxin out your body. Give your stomach a chance to rest. Give your organs a chance to rest so it can start self-healing itself. Cell rejuvenation. I don't want to get scientific on it because, look, once you go research some of this stuff, you will find that. Stay away from white sugar. Brown sugar is better. Turnip salad, stay away from. Turnip roots, you can eat. Turnip roots. Cabbage, you can eat, but not the green part. Take that green part out, only the white part. These are helpful tips for y'all. I hope y'all really take that in. Turnip greens, stay away from. Obviously, we know tobacco. We know to stay away from that, right? Turtles and turtle eggs, don't eat. Right? Squirrels and all that, stay away from. Kale. I know some of y'all said, Dr. CB said kale is great. We don't mess with kale. Kale is hard on the digestive system. If you eat kale, to each his own. We won't start a war over it. Because I know that's part of Dr. CB's plan. We in the nation, we don't mess with kale. And look, we have results to prove it. Look at this skin, Tiff. I'm just saying it is what it is. And part of this is genetic. I think True said it too. Part of it is genetics too as well. Your diet should be based on your genetic makeup, right? To his point, True's point earlier. But you can alter DNA and genetics, right? Particularly if you pass it on to children by eliminating some of the meat or all of it. And watch how you have a genetic and DNA change. This stuff is DNA and genetic changing. It alters that. You give it time, it'll do that. This is why you can see people that say, I had cancer and I changed my diet and now my cancer is gone. That's not no just make-believe stories. My mother's sitting in there right now. Again, I told you the story. And if you go look at my Twitter timeline, those who follow me on Twitter, you will see the day I posted, laugh out loud to the doctors. They told us that she wouldn't be able to live. And I actually talked to Dr. CB's wife. I reached out because I was doing how to eat to live. I was changing the diet, but I wanted to take some supplements too. So I started to order from Dr. CB. Now, at this point, I think Dr. CB was dead. So I was having a hard time trusting who to go to. If you know, he has two wives, one in Florida, one in New York. Right?
Oh, okay.
You know, they fighting and all that. But the point is, the one in Florida reached back out to me. Not the one in New York. And she called me. Like, it's like, for whatever reason, we thank God for it. She gave me a dietary plan, basically a way how to make good food, right? Certain foods in a healthy way. Be creative instead of trying to eat the same old things. She taught me a creative way to eat some foods, right? Make a spinach pasta or something like, creative ways to do that. All right. And some things to take, and so shout out to Dr. CB's wife. I can't remember her name for whatever reason. I'm sorry, but the one in Florida. The one in New York was I didn't talk to her none. Her products were very good too. What you notice with Dr. CB is you're gonna use the bathroom a lot. That is good. Push all that out you. You're gonna be peeing a lot, urination. See, mucus and stuff travels through all that, your defecation and your urination. So when you pee, mucus can come out that way. So anybody that take Dr. CB's product, you'll notice you notice people say, I sat on the toilet 5-6 times today. Don't that even people that get up in the morning and drink and they're acidic. It's acidic in your stomach, and so that pushes all that toxins out, and you using the bathroom, right? But anyway, I don't have to go on weed and beer and all that. I know some of y'all like weed. I know y'all say this is God made, right? This new weed they got on the market that ain't good for y'all, right? If y'all will go follow Dr. Wesley, he has a whole thing about weed actually making changing the hormones in men, making them more, how can I say it, leaning them towards being gay. You know, it's messing with your testosterone. So that weed, that weed y'all smoking out here today ain't the weed that you need to be smoking. Leave it alone, brothers. I know y'all like it. Sisters, I know y'all like it. It's not good for you. With that being said, though, I think we're going to end there. I got a whole bunch of stuff we should stay away from, things we should eat. But I think I gave y'all a good start. And if we need to get into some things, we'll get into it. Right?
Right.
Coffee is good for you. Right? Coffee is good.
Yeah, I want to say that small. Yeah, coffee is good for you. You know, I used to work at Starbucks. I was a master at making drinks.
Yeah, you was
You know?
master at making them stuff.
Yeah, I used to make
Right.
everything, whatever they wanted. I was good with it. I even, you know, how you just play with making drinks when there's no customers. That's how good I was.
Right. Oh, well, not all coffee is good for you, but coffee is good. Salute, J Mac. So we don't want to make this too long. How long we been on, Tiff? 2 hours? Yeah, we don't need to
Yeah,
go.
we've been on for 2 hours. You
I
know,
don't want to make
I
this
made
no.
sure I was on time. You know, like you know, you said you doing the stream. I was like, I'm make sure I'm on time.
That's cool. Oh, lamb, you can eat lamb. If you want to eat meat, lamb is better than beef or red meat.
Yeah, lamb is good, brother. I mean, brother, it is. It's just that, you know, they be trying to hike the price for the
Right.
lambs. That's the only
Lamb
thing.
is good for you.
Uh, uh,
But not good for you. Now let me change. It's not good
no, I'm
for
just
you.
saying it's good, but I'm just saying they make sure to hike up the prices for some lamb if you want to make some good
Yeah,
lamb.
that's why it's expensive.
Oh,
Right? Let me read something real quick though. I want to read something. All right. Well, I read through this. Cauliflower is good for you. I know, Dr. CB is a no on cauliflower, but
he is?
we mess with it. I want to right here on page 64 on how to eat to live. So if y'all, hopefully y'all get the book and read it for yourselves. He says milk and bread and navy beans will lengthen our lives to 140 years. Honorable Elijah Muhammad states that he got from Master Farad Muhammad. Those who are familiar with it, that's who we say who was God in person. I don't want to go. That's a whole other thing. You know, we're not saying the human body itself is God, the spirit, but that's a whole different topic. But Master Farad Muhammad, God in person, who gave the Honorable Elijah Muhammad the teachings. He says it can lengthen our lives to 140 years. He did not give us a long list of different foods to consume for us to eat. He said, cook your food well done, especially animal meat. Boil your food until it's well done. It is better on the digestive system than baking and frying meats. Boiling your food is better than baking and frying. Baking and frying makes it about as hard on your digestive system as eating raw food. Never try to put a baked crust of any of your food except bread. Drink plenty of wholesome milk. Wholesome milk, right? Organic milk, not that foolish stuff at the store. Eat butter, bread, and fresh foods. If you eat fowl, lamb, squab, and fish, cook it well done. So when he say fowl, right? Again, we're not supposed to eat meat. But if you do, lamb, squab, and fish is good. Not catfish, not all those bottom feeders, salmon. I want to say redfish is good for you, right? I can't remember my Snapple. Don't hold me to Snapple yet, but right. Uh, he said keep your food under steam, pressure cook with the lid on. So he's giving us instructions on how to cook your food. Most vegetables are good to eat. Most. He didn't say all. Those which are forbidden to eat, I said earlier, such as collard greens, black-eyed peas, lots of green cabbage sprouts. Eat the white part of cabbage and cauliflower. Stay off those peanuts, coconuts, and nuts. They're not good for you. I'm not gonna say that part. So I went through most of that. Do not eat grits and chopped corn. Grits and chopped corn are not good for you either. Hard on the digestive system, right? So with that being said, I'm not gonna go through every single thing because it's a lot. We talking about. It'll take me too long to go through everything. But remember, man, fasting is prescribed to you in the Bible for a reason. Tiff,
Yeah.
is there anything you gonna try to do with your diet going further? Like, are there any changes you trying to make? And are you gonna try fasting? You can be honest.
I mean, I would, like I told you, I got to get myself back, my strength back together first because of what, because I lost a lot of weight recently. So, I'm a little fragile right now.
How much are you down to now? I mean, wait, no, don't tell us that.
I lost over 20 pounds, brother.
But you lost weight.
When I was not, it's not like I was trying to, but I also lost my nutrients because I was sick in the process too.
Because you didn't eat a lot?
I couldn't eat a lot. That's how bad it was.
Okay.
Like, yeah, and don't forget, I'm a diet type 2, so because
Mm.
I couldn't really eat like I was on to, my blood sugar was low for
Oh.
yeah, so
So,
that's
so
what
what
they
you?
was concerned about also with me.
It's a place I like to go to called Clean Juice. I don't know if they had it up there where you at, right? But it's organic stuff in there. So certain people like diabetics and people with, livers and kidney problems, they have things that you can drink and digest, because especially if you're not hungry, but you do need to eat something at some point. But not
Yeah,
eating is not the worst thing in the world, because again, like I said,
I mean, it's good. You think about it, you be like, oh, you lost 20 pounds, that's good, but
obviously losing the pound, but
yeah,
again,
but I'm just saying, but like,
it gives your body a chance to again, your stomach needs to rest. That's important because again, it takes 8 to 12 hours to digest that food to move through the body. So the longer you can go without food, the better. Sometimes, obviously you don't want to go too much. You got to you got to listen to your body. But again, when I talked about cell rejuvenation, that's helpful because the body self heals itself. You don't need to do anything. Your body, God gave you such a body that's a self healer. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is sustain from eating so much. And then when you do eat, put the best of food in it, right?
yeah,
Fruits, vegetables, and then let the body purify itself. Flush that right on out. And see, then when you put good food, see, now that good food now is helpful to the organs that it need to be helpful to, right? Certain foods help certain particular things in the body. See, but when you put chicken, that don't help nothing. All the body doing now is trying to push that out, toxify itself, clean itself, get rid of it. And so it takes away from when you could be doing something else. It's amazing we live this long. That's how, think about what God gave us. We can eat as bad as we eat and still can live as the life that we
yeah.
live. Now think about if you were really to truly do right with God's greatest gift, right? And I guarantee you'll see the mental capacity too. You'll go on a whole different mental level, right? I want y'all to look up some of the kind of the paranormal activity, if you want to call it, the metaphysic stuff that people say they can do, right? Because now they're clouded with so much. People talk about reading minds. I don't. Again, that's a scientific thing. The brain is a signal, right? It's a signal. So you have certain uh frequency that you can get on with certain people. You ever heard somebody say, man, nobody was talking and they say something? He said, man, I was just thinking that. Right? I don't know if you ever had that with somebody. I was just thinking about, or you would think about somebody so much and they call and phone, pick up and call you. He said, I was just thinking about you. See, that's a wavelength that you can be on if you were to eat right, eat better, pray more. You can focus. But we're gonna get into that. But there's stories out there on that. I suggest y'all look at that. That's not just some sci-fi stuff. The body and the mind, particularly the mind, is capable of tremendous things. Everything you see in the universe came out of somebody's mind. This internet we sitting on, this computer, this cell phone, all this technology come out of somebody's mind. That tells you the power of it. A thought, the quickest thing in the universe. It's not light. The fastest thing in the universe is thought. Unseen somewhere in the dark matter is the fastest thing in the universe, thought. As a man thinketh, so is he. So remember that. Eat clean, you think clean, you'll produce clean stuff. I can tell by some of our conversations on here, and me included, some of y'all have terrible diets. Because some of the stuff we get into is filthy. We'll talk about all type of sexual escapade, bees. Shout out to my brother. But bees will come on here and say some crazy stuff, boy. Ralph, boy, you say some crazy stuff, but that's your diet. Trust me, change your diet. And I know bees, since he had the COVID thing, he's been constantly eating better.
Better, yeah.
So
Like you
bees,
said, when you said when you brought up the farm stuff, that's where you say he get his meats from.
right? So bees is on the right track. He need to go a step further though. Me too, though. I'm not just saying him, but me too. Because I try to fast and stuff. I need to do it more. But with that being said, we had 2 hours and 18 minutes or whatever. So I don't want people to. So I hope when people see this, do the playback on this, I hope that they take something really good from it. Again, this is not me trying to push the Nation of Islam teaching on you. Forget that it's from the Nation of Islam. Forget that Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you. Just get the book, right? And try the lifestyle. Even if you don't get the book, try the lifestyle. There's plenty of information all over the internet now. You don't really got to go to the Nation of Islam. You ain't got to go to YouTube. Look at fasting. Search up fasting and some of the benefits for it. Everybody has a different philosophy, obviously. Some people say eat kale, it does this for you. Whatever. Main thing is first start trying to get away from meat, eating that pork. Let's start with that. All the other stuff, if you eat kale and we don't, if you want to eat, some of Dr. CB stuff, fine. Let's first get away from meat. Us and Dr. CB agree on that. Don't eat no meat. And if you do eat meat, eat the best of meat. Orthodox meat. Go down to a Jewish Orthodox store. They're there in every city and state. You can find Jewish Orthodox store. Be careful to go in there and ask them, do they serve any? It might be a little offensive to them, but make sure that they don't serve no pork at all in there because you don't want that. Go to an Orthodox place. They give you the best of food. This is Muslims telling you that. We have big problems with Jewish people. So if we can say that, and I say we got big problems with them, they hate on the ministers or whatever. But with that being said, though, man, Tiff, any last words you want to say?
I got nothing else to say. I say what I had to say. So
Okay. And for those, man, I encourage y'all to go to listen to Tiffany's story, man. It's a very inspirational. It's actually a testament to what God can do for you, right? Because I have my brother's girlfriend, now wife. He's been with her for over 15 years now. She needs new kidneys, right? And she's still on the list, and she's been on the list for a while now.
yeah, I'll never let my faith that's what my family, one thing we never do. And I never, like, my faith was always there. I
So
would just say, like, I know what I have to do. Just keep my faith and do what I have to do. This just temporary right now. That's all I kept saying.
Tiffany was John Q up in there. Y'all don't know that. She was up in there taking hostages. But all serious no though, we thank God for that, man, because that's not a luxury that most people can get. Because my brother girlfriend is still waiting on that, and she's changed her diet, and she's dropped weight, she's looking really good, right? But she can be better in her diet, especially with the sicknesses she has. I've been a diabetic. She's on dialysis every week, and so she's waiting on that kidney. Uh, So again, I go listen to Tiffany's story, man. When y'all see Tiffany, man, y'all talk to her, y'all. Hey, ask some questions. She might can be helpful to you. She might tell you things she did, tell you the type of mindset she was in, type of prayer she was doing, whatever kept her faith strong. Maybe you can get wisdom and strength from her. Whatever health issues you have, if you have a family member. So I think we need to be mindful when people are trying to tell us a story on here. We need to probably stop and listen. Because Tiffany's been trying to tell us this story for a while now, and I listened. I heard. I really wanted to hear it, Tiffany. But some of the people
I know how y'all. I know how you
they
guys.
want to talk about Michael
Hey,
Jordan.
brother, I heard y'all last night. That's why I didn't. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
we
this
are
too
good.
intense. Yeah, this is too intense.
Our
Let me.
prayers for that brother on the field. We had a spirited argument last night with Lou, Bees, and Sturdy. Boy, y'all some cold-hearted brothers. Anyway. But hopefully some of the things I said today, man, sit with y'all, resonate. Look at the benefits of fasting. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad brought this to us in 1930. It's not like he was reinventing the wheel. The Bible was there. People in Roman society were already on that. It's just as we got more into this Western civilization and modern days, commercialized eating food. The doctors tell us we got glutton and we forgot about eating the proper way, God's way, that kept our prophets and messengers here for 900 years. Think about that. 300 years, 400 years, and we can't. If we get to 70, boy, we throw it all. Whew. 70 is baby years. 70 is not long at all, people. But yet we'll talk about our elders. I think our elders are at 60 now, 65. You become an elder at 60 now, 65.
Yeah, they put you in LD 60.
Like that's you shouldn't become an elder at 60. You should still be young and good. Like when you see certain people on the internet, you see them 60, 70 years old, them really fit people, and they look and they running. It's because they eat right, they exercise. Why? If you can see a 70-year-old man bench pressing, squats, and all that. Only difference is because he chose to do right by this vehicle God gave him. While we McDonald's, Burger King, Pizza Hut, and at 65, we around here big and we can't move. We got arthritis. We get out the bed, we hurting. 65? It's too young, people. 70 is too young. But anyway, with that being said, thank you, Tiff, for coming in. I
Sure,
appreciate you.
anytime. Yeah, I just want to say one more thing. We have this R&B. I'm coming for everybody. Okay.
R&B draft is coming. Yeah. I could have did it tonight. But
Nah, there's some of them need their homework, so I already got a strategy. Just
oh no, that's good. But yeah, R&B. So let me before we do that. Yeah, let me. R&B draft is coming. What else I said? Marvel and DC is coming.
and
That
y'all little stanky wire. I'll just be in the chat.
The Wire is coming. The Wire. As soon as Lou and what you call it taking forever. But remember, Marvel / DC that includes villains as well. So we're gonna do a draft, and we possibly might do categories too. But we're gonna do a draft. So it's gonna be based on power. Who's the strongest? The strongest team you can put together. So be ready. I think we're gonna do the R&B draft first. I know people really want to. Matter of fact, I did put a poll. Marvel and DC did win. Tiff, which one do you want first? I'm gonna ask you. I know you probably did the poll. I don't know, but do
Of
you
course,
want?
I want the R&B because I think I know that the most. Like with hands down.
Okay. So yeah, well, I think we'll do the R&B first. I'm gonna set it for this weekend. We'll see. We're gonna see. Uh, but with that being said, man, we're gonna shut it down.
Oh, don't forget to send it to me on Instagram, brother. The
I'm gonna get it
website.
to you. I'm gonna get it to you, Tiff. Don't worry. I'm gonna get
Okay.
it to you. I'm gonna get it to you. Pretty B. Are you still here? Girl, I was searching for you and everything. Hey, you all on my trying to look for who you was. But shout out to Pretty B. I don't know who you are. Do we know each other? You know what? Hey, Pretty B, if you got Instagram, follow me on Instagram, DM me. I need to know who following me. I need to know my subscribers out here now. But thank you for the follow though, Pretty B. The R&B one will be I'll let y'all know. I'll let y'all
All
know.
right.
All right, Tiff. Thank you.
All right, brother.
All right. About to shut it down, people. Today, hopefully, first things first, before I get out here, shout out to condolences or whatever how you want to say it. Our prayers go out to the brother on the field last night. Hopefully, that brother can recover. Hopefully, he comes back strong. Even if he can't play football anymore, man, our prayers need to go up. Hopefully, that he comes out of that better than ever. And hopefully that God has a story for him to tell, and hopefully it doesn't end today. So hopefully that brother comes out with his life. But R&B draft this weekend, Marvel / DC, The Wire. The Wire, man, we're gonna have to just move on from there without Lou and what you call it. We can't hold that forever. So we might get into The Wire. We might get into that Thursday. We might do The Wire on Thursday. We'll see. Trying to think, trying to make sure. Remember, man, look, fasting. Try fasting. 1 meal a day, people. That's all you need. Stay away from white bread. Wheat is better. Okay? Stay away from peas, black-eyed peas, all those. No good. The navy bean is the best bean you can eat. It's the best food you can eat. I urge you to do your research on the navy bean, small navy bean, not the big one. I urge you to do your research on it. Okay? So please do your research on it. How to Eat to Live, book 1 and 2. right? This is one of the pillars in the Nation of Islam. This is why you can say the Nation of Islam looks so young. The brothers and sisters look so good, young, youthful, no blemishes. It's because how to eat to live. Even if you don't want to follow this all the way, at least start on that regimen of getting rid of meats, getting rid of some of that toxic food. Remember, Popeye's chicken, out of its 35 out of its ingredients, it has 33 made man chemicals in it. Stay away from it. If y'all missed that part, I gave you some of the things about Popeye's chicken sandwich and Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Go back and listen. Go back and see what I said, and then fact check me and see if I was correct. Fact check me and see if I was correct. Right? 40 ingredients in the Popeye's chicken sandwich. 33 are made man chemicals. 55 ingredients are in the Chick-fil-A ingredients, which out of that 55, 35 of it was man-made ingredients, chemicals. What are you eating? You're not eating a chicken sandwich. Everything I said here today, which was not too much, but fact check me. I like to always talk about that. Fact check me. I'm with that. If you want to debate it, we can get that on. So with that being said, man, salute to y'all. Be on the lookout for the drafts. Be on the lookout for the games. I'm gonna finish those up. And so, man, hopefully y'all can, this is to introduce you to a more healthier alternative and lifestyle. Remember what you're doing to yourself when you eat that chicken, those potato chips, those French fries, that Subway sandwich that McDuff was talking about. Good start, but it ain't good enough. Why would you turn around and eat meat with chips and call it a healthy alternative? It's not one. It's the illusion of one. Put down them sugar cereal in the morning. Breakfast. Break fast. You don't want to be doing that. Why would you break your fast early in the morning? 8 to 12 hours, y'all. Remember, it takes food to go through the system. Give your stomach chance to rest. This is why we create so much illness. Our stomach is continuously working. The organs are continually working. I said it 3 or 4 times tonight. I'm trying to put it in your psyche so next time you're eating bad, Brother old words will ring to you. So hopefully it'll get you on the right step. Try it out and see your health will change. I guarantee it. I offer any amount of money you want to if you were to truly fast and your health not change. But also get with your doctor though. See what's best for you. I'm not telling you to throw away doctors. I'm just telling you be careful. With that being said, man, thank y'all for being here. We're at the 2 hour and 30 mark. I think that's good. 2 hours and 2 hours and 34 minutes. Come back, relook at this, man. Go through it. I'm sorry I couldn't get my presentation up, my slides. I don't know what happened. Hopefully I have that fixed next time. But with that being said, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming through. With that, we'll end it, man. See y'all on the next one, man. The next one should be the draft.
You're so great. You're famous.
Yeah, a lot of girls probably crying from my old high school. Look, they see me everywhere they go. I probably would too. Look, crossed over to the Jordan men like I'm Michael. Yeah, eating blessings so much I might need lipo. Yeah, tailored for the doves like I'm walking in chucks. Yeah, it's just in this plan, man, I see all y'all shook. Look, knew that I was great ever since I was a rook. Man, all y'all singles making me look good, okay. Praise to the Most High, yeah, that's Jesus. Look, but when it come to this rap thing, I can't lose. Yeah, back to back number ones, that's the thing greats do. Yeah, tell them boys that ain't nothing I can't do. It's my year, it's my year. Look, God made me for this, man, it's my year. Look, ain't no more games going for the kill.